But Nadia Vanderpuye is in the studio. Nadia, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for having me. I am very excited and nervous.
Really?
Because I've always wanted to be on radio.
Okay.
I wonder what I sound like. Do I get to hear after?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
In fact, you can even put your headphones in so you are intimately acquainted with the sound of your own voice. Yes, you can pull a It's for us. You can pay for it. You getting it?
Hey, I sound nice too.
You like how you sound?
Very much.
Amazing stuff. Must be great for customer service and speaking with your customers and making sure that they get their orders and all of that.
Yeah.
I know that what you're wearing is part of the collection.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, for the uninitiated. I haven't had my tea this morning. Forgive me. Tell us about silk and satin. What is the nature of your business?
Okay, so anytime I have to tell the silk and satin story, I panic because what actually is the story? I wasn't particularly inspired by anything or anyone, but I love clothes, so I decided to go to fashion school after my degree to learn how to make them.
I see. What was your degree in?
And human resources management.
Ah, okay.
Business, yeah.
Nice.
So I went to fashion. Before I went to fashion school, I met. Initially, the plan was to start a menswear brand where I make suits, like Bromon. Bromon was my favorite, or is still my favorite designer. But before I went to fashion school, I met a batik fabric seller and I fell in love with the pieces. So I decided that this is what I wanted to do. And at the time, tie-and-dye was regaining its popularity. So I decided that I was going to learn after fashion school. So in fashion school, I met Suleiman. Shouts to Suleiman. He's a part of my team now. He's the one who taught me how to dye. And I still work with him. So whilst I was in fashion school, we started making the t-shirts and the hoodies.
Okay.
And then it started since then. So yeah. So the t-shirts it was like a smaller plan, as part of like the much bigger plan to make my own pieces. Yeah. But then people loved them, so we continued making them for 3 years since 2019. I've been doing it since 2019, and I introduced the dresses just this March, and
it's taking off
love it,
like wildfire.
The girls love it. If I knew it was going to be like this, I would have started a long time ago. But everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you actually do the dyeing yourself?
Yeah, I do it myself. Unless I have a really huge order, then Suleiman helps me. So I am a one-woman team.
I see. Yeah. Okay, so you're able to do the dyeing and also put together the clothing. So essentially, Silk and Satin is a clothing brand.
Yes.
And you're 4 years old.
Yeah, we turned 5 in December.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Applaudissez. Bravo.
It's
no easy feat staying in business even for a year, even for a month. I often say I've tried my hands at so many different ideas, and so far nothing has stuck. So I know how difficult it is to have a dream, to stay consistent with that same dream, to execute it.
It's very easy to get burned out, especially if it's something that you love. There was a time that it got so frustrating that I wanted to stop, but I enjoy doing it, and I am trying to make a business out of my hobby, so I needed to make it work. So I think that's what kept me going.
Would you say it's the passion?
The passion, yes. The passion, yeah.
Is that essential for any budding womanpreneur? Or would you say other elements are also important? So, for example, you are passionate about the work that you do, so that is a driving force. But what about things like consistency, habits, good business practices? What else makes Silk and Satin a good business?
Yeah, definitely. You need to be consistent. You need to go at it every day. You need to decide that this is something that you are growing. Think of it as your child, as your baby. You are taking care of it every day, every morning. You have to wake up. Even if you're not in the mood to have to deal with customers, you need to what's the word? Learn new things. Like I have zero customer service experience. I used to be very bad at it because sometimes I don't feel like dealing with customers and I just turn my phone off. So I'm in a much better headspace. But now you need to show up. So yeah, consistency, learning new things, knowing that it's not going to be easy, it's not glamorous. Yeah.
I think that's a good point as well. It's not glamorous.
At all.
Working for yourself
At all.
is not glamorous.
I'm on radio right now, but as soon as I'm done, I'm going back home to go and package orders
yeah.
for 30 people. It's not glamorous at all.
Oh, it's a good business day.
It is.
Loving
it is,
the sound of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started off with the t-shirts.
The t-shirts.
And then what came after that?
So it was the t-shirts. I've been doing the tees for a very long time, since 2019 till this year. I still do them, and then I did hoodies and then the sweatshirts. So I wanted to have a streetwear brand, but I want to expand and do as much as I can with the tie-dye. So dresses. I want to serve different target audiences with everything with my pieces. So so it's the dresses now. So I'm looking to go into more fabric. What's the word? Fabric focused pieces, ones that we actually sew, make them ourselves, and then we dye the fabric, and then we make pieces like that for people. I've had people who want to wear my pieces to the office.
Okay.
So I want to be able to do. So I'm working towards that.
Oh, I'll be keeping my eye out
I will personally
closely.
come here.
Yes.
To show them to you. So
Loving the sound of that. So like a workwear brand that incorporates the
with the
tie-dye.
silk, yes.
Okay.
Silk pieces, calico, cotton, everything. Yeah.
How do you stand out in a market such as this? Every day you go on the socials, there's a new fashion brand, there's a new clothing line out. How do you make sure that, one, you're relevant still, and that you're keeping up with the times, and that you stand out?
Yes. So the other time I was telling someone that I combine discipline with flexibility, in the sense that I keep up with trends. I listen to my customers and then do what they would like for me to do. But then I also stick to the purpose, the core concepts of my brand. So I don't sway. Am I using the right word? So I don't sway away from what I stand for. So yeah, I am definitely keeping up with the trends. I have my own pattern. It's the acid wash pattern. The ones you've seen on the dress. That's like something that I have changed. It's an already existing pattern, but I have switched it up a little to make it for the silk and satin brand. So yeah, I'm keeping it very simple, basic, some things that people can style up, things that people can wear anywhere, and yeah.
That's exciting.
So yeah, that's the.
So then you launched the dress. I'm gonna call it the iconic dress because I saw it blowing up on social media. Yes, and it's very flattering for all types of shapes. Of course, the fabric really brings out the beauty in the dress because it's quite a simple style, isn't it? Very basic, like you said.
Basic design.
But you can dress it up or dress it down.
Yeah.
How do you price your items? What goes into the pricing?
So the logistics, the prices of I have a supplier for these clothes. I don't, because it's a mass production. I don't have the resources to mass produce yet. So I have a merchandiser. So shipping, the prices of the pieces, like the wholesale, and the packaging. A lot goes into my packaging because I need them to be presented very well. So all of those things. And because I don't have a team yet, I do not pay. I don't actually pay workers, but anytime I get Suleiman to work with me,
then of course
I have to pay him. Yeah.
Okay. How do you keep afloat in an economy such as this? Last year was crazy. This year, the insanity continues. How are you staying afloat?
Yeah, it's very crazy. So I as much as possible I try to get most of my things ready, my materials ready, so I don't have to be buying every now and then. So once I have the funds ready, I get them and then I keep them for the future. It's been very, very crazy. I've had to increase my price for my prices twice, and my customers understand. Like,
I was about to ask, has it been received well?
Yeah, it has been received well. It's not a very drastic increase. So yeah.
But they understand that it's necessary.
It's very necessary
because we're all facing the same thing. Other business owners will have to increase the prices, especially with the food businesses. I've seen prices double and even triple.
You can't be going out anyhow.
You can't be eating bad. Just find some soakings and stay in your corner. Like today, the things have My mouth is what the things I want to eat, and I checked my bank balance. Star 439 hash. Okay, just remember that. But back to womanpreneur. Now, Nadia, are you making money?
I am, yes. So that's one thing I also wanted to talk about. That and one thing that was a challenge for me that I didn't think was affecting my business was separating myself from the business. I struggled with bookkeeping. I was dipping my hands into funds meant for the business, but now I have someone who's helping me with the accounting.
Okay.
So I'm keeping better records. It's been so helpful. I didn't know it was going against my business, but it's been very helpful. And so I am making money.
That's a great tip. So is this person like an accountant, bookkeeper?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He is.
And you pay this person to?
He is. He's just like very interested in my business. He said he wants to see me grow, so he's helping. So he taught me how to know.
Oh, I'm just
no, not at all. But he just like taught me how to. He taught me the way you were like,
okay.
I'm sure he's listening right now. Hi, Ralph.
Oh, shout out to Ralph.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's been helping with accounting, bookkeeping, recording everything. Anything I buy, I have to enter so that we know how much we're making at the end of the month, how much we're making today, how much we're losing. Yeah.
Would you recommend that for budding womanpreneurs to really think about the money side, how they keep their accounts?
Yes,
why is that so essential? Because it's your money, you know what is going on.
It is your money, but if you're not doing that, it's going to be a mess every time. You're not going to have anything at the end. You're going to be frustrated. That's how you get frustrated and you want to quit. But yeah, it's very helpful. I mean, it may not solve everything, but it's very, very helpful.
What other external resources have you possibly maybe tapped into that you think is helping your business? Sometimes, business people will go online, just, resources. Is that something that you tap into, or is it mainly from, friends around you willing to help?
I'm not very sure if I get it, but I have taken a few courses online. Customer service courses.
What was that like, the customer service course?
It was very interesting. It was very eye-opening because I realized that I was doing a lot of very wrong things. And let me use this opportunity to say that, please, if when I don't put please at the end of every sentence, it doesn't mean that I am being rude or I'm being mean. That I am a very nice person. The please will finish. Ghanaians like please too much. Like, how much is this, please? Okay, so please make the payment. So it was one of the things that I learned during the course, that you can talk to customers in a certain way that they know you're being warm. It's very easy to misinterpret what someone is saying over the phone too. It was very, very helpful because I didn't know I was making certain mistakes. Replying messages on time, giving feedback, all of that are very essential. So you get customers returning.
I think you've done a lot of things to enrich yourself and your business. And for our budding womanpreneurs, if you're listening to Nadia this morning, I'm sure you can pick some tips and tricks and gems from her this morning. Hiring somebody to... Well, not even hiring, but seeking the help of friends who do bookkeeping or accounting. And often our friends are quite supportive.
Yeah, that's a start.
That's a start. They might even give you the blueprint or a blueprint that you can go off and then use on your own. So think about that. Maybe you've just started a business and you have a friend who has, let's say, just completed a course, or they do this type of work. I'm sure they'd be happy to help. If you have the extra funds to actually hire somebody to keep you on your toes, Nadia says definitely do something like that. Courses, if there are some courses that you can take advantage of, especially customer service, Nadia says that is something you should do. And also remember that it's not a glamorous affair. Everybody wants to be a CEO.
Yesterday, my friends were laughing at me like, hey, Nadia, I was like, please, I beg.
But you're a CEO.
Is it? Thank you.
Yes,
that's
definitely. You've earned the title. You've earned the title. I think these are some great tips for our budding womanpreneurs, and it's a testament to you and how well you've done. 4 years is no easy feat. I think the tweet that caught my attention when we had that interaction on Twitter. Is it Twitter or X? My icon is still Twitter.
That thing is very...
Has your icon changed?
It has. It's the black one right
get
now.
Well
it's
soon.
so frustrating.
Get well soon. Get well soon. Mine is still Twitter.
I am not. Is it how?
Oh, magique.
Okay.
Standing strong. Okay. Twitter for life. Okay. But I was going to say the interaction that caught my eye, I think you were talking about something that had gone on in the business or with your business. I've got to jog my memory.
Yeah, I remember I was saying that I had been in business we turned 5 in December, but I got my breakthrough products this year. So don't give up,
Yeah.
The whole motivational speech thing.
Yes. I mean, and that is what caught my eye. Because sometimes you're having a hard day or a bad day and somebody says something that speaks to your spirit. Yeah. I can imagine, for anybody. And actually, I was inspired by that. Sometimes you're grinding and hustling, and it's like, Charlie, when? Yeah. Something as well that, gets me feeling at ease these days is that an overnight success is something like 6 to 10 years in the making.
Exactly.
You don't get to see the behind the scenes, but you see the highlight reel and you think it's glamorous and easy. Nadia, you know that's not the case.
Yeah, a lot of people did not know about it. So they're going to see what is happening from now and think I've always had it easy. But since 2019, I've been doing like the small stuff. So yeah.
So at the time or during the times where you felt like I've had enough, forget silk and satin, forget everything else, what made you decide that no, this is my passion and dream, I need to jump back into the race?
I would take a break because I used to get burned out very easily, and I had a 9 to 5 then, which is something I wanted to talk about.
Yes, please.
Because before I decided that before this year where I started like selling more, I decided that I was going to stop everything, put everything else on hold. I made a post about that too. Put everything else on hold and then focus on silk and satin. So I feel very lucky and very blessed that God has decided to work with me, and he like I told him that I'm trusting, like I'm putting everything on hold with God. You're seeing this economy. I am going into this with everything I've got, so please make it work. And then he said, okay, like thank you for trusting me. Yeah, we move. So yeah, that's another thing. So yeah, it's
I love that. I think last week's womanpreneur also had the same experience. She quit her 9 to 5 and said, listen, this is my project, this is my baby, it has to work. And I think that also gives you an extra kick up the bottom where you're like, I have nowhere else to turn. It has to work.
It has to work, yeah.
And you think that definitely improves your relationship with your own business, having full focus.
It does, because then right now you're doing things that you were not doing before. You are like treating it as a business, you're treating it as a brand. I don't just see it as a business, it's a brand. To me, it's a brand, it's a fashion brand that I'm trying to grow. It's like a way of life. So that's what I have been here. And so it was very scary.
I can imagine.
It was very scary because my mom has been very supportive, but she said that anything that I want to do, she paid for fashion school for me. So she was like, anything that I want to do, I should, if I believe that it's going to work, then I have her full support too.
Shout out to mommy. And it's good to have parents who are supportive. Yeah. And sometimes when you decide to change tactics, parents get very anxious for you because they only want the best for you.
Because t-shirts there, like, where are you going?
Where are you going with this? But just look at the success of the brand. Well, it is some 4 minutes to the top of the 10 a.m. You're still live here on 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Only a few minutes until we're bidding you farewell. This is a womanpreneur, as always, on a Tuesday. Nadia Vanderpuye is the CEO of Silk and Satin, and she's been telling us some tips, tricks about her own business and some that you can transplant into your own business, into your own life. Nadia, how can we find you on the socials? Please plug it so we can get some lovely pieces.
So on Twitter, it's silk and satin _co, CO. And then on Instagram, silkandsatin.co. And I'm not on Facebook, which is really, really bad. But if you find me on Instagram, then it should be fine.
I'm not on Facebook anymore, but I think Nadia need to get on Facebook.
Yeah, it's very good.
There's a market over there, big one.
Very good for businesses. And I'm working on my website is set to launch by 21st August. So that's
lovely.
shopsilkandsatin.com. I'm going to put it on my socials when it's ready. So
absolutely. I can see it already on the Instagram. It says website launching
very soon. Yeah.
Is the idea that we can go straight to the website and purchase?
And then purchase, yes. So it's much easier for everyone. And then
you've tapped into Dr. Baomia's digital agenda.
We have to.
We have to.
Having to constantly, people get upset when you don't reply on time. So
So the website will be a streamlined way
very
to go about it.
Yeah.
Well, check out Nadia and her business, silkandsatin.co. That's on Instagram, on Twitter or X if your icon has changed, _CO. I'm on the page. There's some lovely pieces here, some 2 pieces. This one,
it caught your eye.
It has caught my eye.
It
There's
will
a
come
red
very
one.
soon.
See, this red one has caught my eye. Why do I wear something like this? It's a lovely 2-piece.
Yeah, it's that's the thing. You can get to style any way you want. You can wear just the top with a pair of jeans, a nice skirt, anything you want to wear.
This one is for the young girls. And
but then
what about this one? Which me should be? Afa. On that note, there, you guys will see me very stylish